Love sports? Love culture? Well, I've got a brand new podcast called Take Line from Crooked Media, hosted by me, Jason Concepcion, and two-time WNBA champion Renee Montgomery. From the games to the players to the issues happening both on and off the court, we'll be tackling the important political and social issues happening in sports head on. New episodes drop every Tuesday, so follow and subscribe on radio.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. New in the Rock Shop, it's the KISW Vintage Hat. You're going to need to buy something for somebody. This is the one you want to buy. This awesome snapback hat with the old school Rock logo on the front. You want it. You need it. Somebody wants it. Somebody needs it. Get it now. KISW.com.
Let's play B-Migs.
It's time to play the game.
Yeah.
So everybody scream his name. B-Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. B-Migs. You're a loser.
It is time to beat Migs, or maybe we can whack them instead.
Whack it.
It's Whack It Wednesday.
Whack it.
Yeah.
Let me see everybody do their Mr. Wacky then. All right.
Whack it.
I love how we all do that.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
It's our Mr. Wacky Dance.
Yeah, Wacky Dance. Yes. Well, let's see if our contestant can do a Wacky Dance with a wacky win against Wacky Steve.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, all right.
Whack it.
We got Justin in Bremerton to take on Steve. Justin, are you there, sir?
I am indeed.
Sweet. What's he playing for today, Steve?
tickets to check out Shinedown and Godsmack at the Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett, and that's happening on October 10th. Go to KISW.com for all the details. You want tickets, get them now through angelofthewindsarena.com.
All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Justin will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Justin, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Indeed.
How old is Buffy in the first TV season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
17.
No.
18.
No.
16.
Yes. What precious stones were originally used to polish axes in the Stone Age?
Diamonds.
Yes. What is the largest country entirely within the Southern Hemisphere?
Brazil.
No.
Pass.
Singer Stacey Ferguson is better known by what stage name?
Fergie.
Yes. In the Simpsons edition of Monopoly, whose house occupies the boardwalk space?
Homer.
No.
Marge.
No.
Mr. Burns.
Yes.
That's it.
On the map, the horizontal lines are called what?
Latitude.
Yes. Who starred as Connor McLeod in the 86 movie Highlander?
Rutger Hauer.
No.
Christopher Lambert.
Yes. In the Foreigner song Hot Blooded, the singer has a fever of what temperature?
103.
Yes. On the cover of the Let It Be album, which Beatle had the least amount of facial hair?
Ringo.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 correct.
And you can't say Lou Graham. You can't give Lou a little love over there, the singer of Foreigner.
No. I only have so much time
Lou
to
Graham
ask
a little
these
love.
questions.
Yeah, come on.
I don't even know, congratulations. That's something I didn't know. All
right.
And he was that singer who did that thing.
Okay, fine.
All I know is the lyrics, man. I don't know who does the singing.
That's really good. No, I'm glad you did the research. It would really be hard to find out who that guy is.
That's research I'm not willing to do.
That's a fact.
Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
How old is Buffy in the first TV season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
18?
No.
19?
No.
20?
No. Nope.
27?
No. What precious
69.
No. What precious stones were originally used to polish axes in the Stone Age?
Diamonds.
Yes.
Diamonds.
What is the largest country entirely within the Southern Hemisphere?
Country, I'm going to go America.
No.
Europe.
No.
Spain.
No.
Mexico.
No. Stacy. No. Stacy singer Stacy Ferguson is better known by what
Fergie.
stage name? Yes.
Fergie, pee your pants.
In the Simpsons edition of Monopoly, whose house occupies the boardwalk space?
I'm guessing Mr. Burns.
Yes. Good job. On the map, the horizontal lines are called what?
Longitude.
No.
Latitude.
Yes. Who starred as Connor McLeod in the 86 movie Highlander?
Oh, crap. Steve Austin.
No.
Tom Selleck.
No.
Tom Cruise.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Steve.
I lost. Yeah.
It's a back to. Oh, no, you actually tied yesterday. So you just got whacked right now.
Yeah.
But you did lose.
That's
7
right,
to 4.
buddy. Oh, I'm so excited about that.
Steve. Good job, Justin.
I made bad choices. I got high.
All right. You look like Russell Wilson out there, Steve, today.
Ooh, yeah, you got sacked.
Yeah. All right, Justin, hang on. We'll tell you how to get your prize, buddy.
Righteous.
A couple of questions you didn't get to in the Foreigner song Hot Blooded. The singer has a fever of what temperature?
103.
Check it and see. On the cover of the Let It Be album, which Beatle had the least amount of facial hair?
Paul.
No.
Oh, George.
No.
Oh, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep, that one.
And if you didn't get it, I know you would have got it on the fourth guess.
Yeah, right. There's only 4 of them.
Best.
That's right.
Oh,
Best.
nice. Christopher Lambert played Connor McLeod in the 86 movie. Justin got that one correct.
He also makes a great Raiden.
Oh, yeah, in the first Mortal Kombat.
I don't think so.
God, you actually know quotes for that movie.
Oh, I do. I
It's
love
so
that.
old, man.
Yeah, I know. And James Remar is good, but he just wasn't a good Raiden in the second movie.
You actually know the actor? Wow.
Well, I know. I love both those guys. It's just that I think that Christopher Lambert is a better Raiden.
The best part of the Highlander, the first film, was the cameo by the Fabulous Freebirds, the wrestlers, in the beginning of the movie.
Oh, really?
How about
Yeah,
that?
right in the beginning. They're showing them having a match in Madison Square Garden.
Really?
God, it's been so
That
long.
is so cool. And that's interesting because I think it's maybe Highlander Endgame that Edge and Christian were in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they played a couple of I don't know if they were immortals or not, but they were in that movie as well.
It's funny, I'm looking on Wikipedia just because I was curious who they wrestled. I forgot it. Greg Gagne, the Tonga Kid, and Jumping Jim Brunzell is who they were wrestling, and it actually did not occur in Madison Square Garden, although they made it look like it was Madison Square Garden. It was filmed at the Brendan Byrne Arena, which became the Meadowlands in New Jersey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
How
look at
about that?
Look at this.
Speaking of minds getting blown today, there's one right there.
Michael P.S. Hayes, purely sexy.
Was that what stood for?
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool. I don't know. I like Michael P.S. Hayes. So
Mind blown.
Buffy was 16. Justin got that one correct
She was in
as
high
well.
school, Steve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was in high school.
Well, I mean, sometimes vampire slayers, they get held back.
Yeah, that could be.
It's 69 years old. The largest country entirely within the southern hemisphere.
It's always a tricky one. That would be Australia.
It would be. Yes.
Because Australia's in the southern hemisphere, Steve.
Oh,
Yeah.
Southern, not Spain or Mexico or America or any of those.
Merkel!
missed that part.
Yes, you
Yeah.
did. And you missed a win because Justin got it. So congratulations to Justin.
Yeah, if you beat Steve, even if you tie Steve, you get the prize. Today's been a good day for tires and beaters. And whackers, too, as a matter of fact.
Tires, beaters, and whackers.
That's what it's all about.
my.
Oh, my. How about this one? A 45-year-old dude threatened to kill an 11-year-old who beat him in Fortnite. Yeah, you got a problem right there. You have an issue.
See, this is I don't know if it's a problem. I mean, obviously that would be a problem, but the whole idea of people being able to play video games with other people and communicate, even though you're not in the same room. So you can potentially be playing a video game against like a teenager, and
Yeah. And this guy doesn't understand. And I understand this a long time ago. When you have kids, and if they play video games, you will eventually realize, no matter how good of a gamer you are, you will lose your edge. You will get old and can't do it anymore.
you don't ever really see any 60, 70-year-old people competing in those esports games.
Exactly. So he's 45 years old. He's Michael. He's in New York. Hey, good for him that he can still play Fortnite to some degree and still make it happen. But he lost to an 11-year-old boy, which, something? My money's always on the younger kid playing a video game against an older dude. Because I just know. I experienced it. My son just started kicking my ass. I used to beat him in everything, and then eventually he got to an age I couldn't stop him anymore. It just happens. As you get older, and you just can't be as dexterous as these young kids today.
With your fingers.
Yes. And so that happened, but Michael, not knowing this fact that, you know what, you're just going to have that happen in life. You get older as a dude, and the young kids are going to make it happen. He went nuts, and he started threatening to kill the kid, including one where he said he would shoot him, quote, possibly at his school. Which,
Okay,
by
this
the
guy
way,
needs to take a break.
yeah, it's like, dude, you know what? Yeah, it's threatening to kill a kid who's 11, then using the school phrase. You're just a moron waiting to be locked up.
Really?
Yeah. Fortnite. Making good relationships game after game.
See, I've gotten mad at games, but the worst that I've really done was take the video game controller, prop it against the wall, and smash it with my feet until it broke.
Yeah.
Vicky showed me the mugshot of this 45-year-old guy.
Wow. He looks wrong. He looks like he's got issues. Seriously, dude, the look, he's got crazy eyes. He looks like Orange is the New Black.
He's got the look on his face like, oh boy, when the other prisoners find out why I'm behind bars, I'm screwed.
Oh, yeah.
I threatened to kill an 11-year-old because of a video game.
Yeah.
If you get to that point, you got to put down whatever it is that you're playing and say, I need a timeout. This is not meant for me.
So he pleaded not guilty yesterday to second-degree aggravated harassment and acting in a manner to injure a child charges. His attorney argued that it wasn't a real threat and, quote, salty language is a two-way street and it's normal behavior in the gaming community. Well, they are right about that.
Yeah, but that's really got to take a back seat.
I mean, but you know what? People say some horrific things.
Oh, they do, totally.
Do. So I think that guy's going to have he's going to have a leg to stand on because there are some mean-ass people in that world.
But at this point, also threatening to kill someone and saying they're going to shoot up the school.
An 11-year-old.
Yeah, hopefully they're going to make an example of him and say, hey, guess what? You can't do that anymore.
I would like to
throw
see
the book at him, man.
I would like to see them make an example of a lot of people that are just horrific in that community with the things that they say. I agree, Rev, this guy should definitely have to pay for what he said, but I'd like to see them crack down on a lot more people that unfortunately free speech says you can't, but they say some horrifically mean things.
This isn't free speech, though. I mean, you're moderated and you're not. Free speech doesn't mean that you're free from consequences.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Hashtag blessed.
What about people that steal loot from people and just troll people? What about those guys?
No, that's within the game mechanics. I see no issues with that.
Yeah, you should go to jail.
I like this texture. Big deal. When I played video games, I met thousands of people after my mom every day. Haha.
Hey, that's what I mean. See? Yeah. Well, got a new study. Found out that the average person feels bored for about 2 hours a day. That's amazing. That doesn't happen to me.
You don't ever feel bored?
No, which means I must be too busy. I guess I need to relax. That's because I used to feel bored.
How many hours a day do you watch television shows?
But dude,
don't you view that as relaxing?
No, because a lot of it I feel like I have to watch for my job that I don't want to. I know you laugh at that. I get it. I get that it seems like it's a good job, but honestly, at least 50% of what I watch on TV, I don't want to watch. I know, but that's what I cover on this show because I feel like that's my job. That's what I do. All right, I can do that. I'm Mr. Video. A lot of people don't like to spend as much time in front of the tube as I do.
Sure.
So I feel like that's what you don't think.
Dude, you got really upset at me the last time I gave you a hard time about this. So I'm not going to go down that road again. But I think it's silly. I think it's great that you watch shows, but when you're hitting the point where you're miserable watching them, I think then that's a problem.
You don't. But see, I come from a world where. At least what I do is I do something I can tolerate. Like if you asked me to go to the gym for my job, I would say no. Yeah, you know what I mean? I would definitely say no to you. So
what if the job said we need you to look a certain way?
Yeah, well, I try my best, but I'd probably get fired. Like I don't eat the way I used to, so I mean at least I stay at a somewhat of reasonable weight. But if you told me I had to start getting swole, like you haven't seen Always Sunny, but Mac is now swole.
I know. I saw that. I love all the memes that are out there. Or the joke that he put out there when people are like, they show the picture of Fat Mac and now Mac that's all ripped. And he's like, anybody can do this, and then he lists all the reasons how he was able to do it, and it's completely ridiculous. Like I got a personal trainer, I work out X amount of hours a day. My job is to hook me up with all the best machines and the best Anybody can do it, which I thought was pretty funny.
It is amazing how good. When he ripped that shirt off, I did the first thing I thought it was bad. It was Fat Mac. But if I had to be like that, like if they wanted me to do that for my gig for a storyline, I couldn't do it. I take Mac is amazing because I would not have been. I'd be like, I'm out. I'm not doing it.
Okay, here's my question. You said 50% of the shows that you're watching you don't want to watch, and it's not relaxing to you.
Yeah.
What shows are they?
The ones that I don't want to watch?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Well, the Emmys. Let's see.
Okay, we spent maybe 5 seconds talking about the Emmys stuff. So why'd you have to watch it?
Well, because I feel like somebody on this show should know because I know you guys won't.
Yeah, but we had plenty of we hit on all the things we needed to because with the internet, people will tell you what the big things were on the Emmys.
Yeah, I think with people, I just feel like it seems more legit if one of us does it. That's just what it is. Like you watch wrestling because you like it. I don't think I have to watch it, but I think somebody should on our show watch wrestling. But you've got that covered.
Okay.
So, but I know nobody will see the Emmys, and I think, well, we're trying to be a mass appeal show, so at least one of us should say we watched it. And I felt like I got that lady with the nipples. I thought that was a cool story.
Yeah, Vicky showed me that. It was nothing like you described it.
She tweaked her nipples.
She just did a quick adjust. She made it sound like she grabbed them and just started twisting them around.
She went boop boop. That was it.
Yeah,
basically acknowledging. She wasn't twisting or making them hard. She was acknowledging that they're showing.
No, they were already hard, but they were tweaked.
Yeah, she wasn't playing.
You guys don't think that was a bad thing?
That wasn't playing.
I don't think it was nearly as bad as you made it out to be.
Well, she went up there tweaking her nipples and goes, "Hey, listen."
She did not tweak her nipples. Tweak sounds like you're twisting them. Tweak, she just tapped on her nipples. Like,
all right,
boop, boop.
I got to see this again. All right, I got to see.
Put it on the TV in slow motion.
But anyway, it was somewhat of a story. She was, the turkeys were done, and she went and touched the turkeys.
But no one else was talking about it.
Well, that's because we were, We were cutting edge.
We're your nipple leader.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so the idea is about being bored anyway. And
right.
So I don't ever feel bored because I'm always doing something.
Gotcha.
That's the idea. And here are the top 5 things that we deal with.
The only time I ever feel kind of bored is sometimes if we just do like a relaxing vacation. And it's not even a bad bored. I love being bored. It's great just to sit and do nothing.
Yeah, that is nice.
See, I get really anxious because I have to multitask. So I'm either, drawing or on my phone or doing something. So the time I feel the most bored is when I'm driving. Just because it's like I'm only doing one thing. So it's like I feel like I need to do something with my other hand or I'll sit there and I'll call somebody and I'll talk to them on speakerphone. Just because I need to do 2 things at once.
Dude, do you ever think that maybe that's why are you the one that has sleeping problems?
No.
Oh, never mind. Then I have no advice for you. For some reason, I thought somebody on the show, maybe it was me. I think I have sleeping problems. But I just don't. If Vicky and I are so wrapped up, and maybe because I don't know what it is with our brains, but yeah, I haven't been bored in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I bet a lot of people find to be bored the most when they're at work because some jobs are boring.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Yeah, we're fortunate because this is not a boring job.
No.
Yeah. Well, here are the top 5 things we deal with that make us feel bored. Calling a company and having to wait on hold.
Oh, that's the worst. Thank God for speakerphones.
Yes.
I'll have to be honest, there are times where, or I love when companies are just like, hey, if you insert your number, we'll call you when it's time to go. Although sometimes I question that. I'm like, is this just that they're trying to get me off the beaten path? I feel like I'm going to be able to get to them quicker if I stay on hold.
That's what I think, too.
But having the speakerphone is nice. Yeah. Because you could do other stuff.
Earbuds, too.
It's always the worst when you're on hold for a long time. You're like, should I go to the bathroom? Should I not? Oh, I'm just going to do it. I've been on hold for 10 minutes. And then that's the exact moment they click. Hi, how can I help you?
I have no problem with that. I'll take it to the bathroom with me all the time.
I have a weird thing. I know. I have a weird thing. I can't. I hate doing that.
I'm not going to rip a massive fart while I'm talking to them.
You don't do that, Vic. When you're on hold like this, you got to use and you have to use the bathroom. You got to go in there.
I'll blame it on the dog. Yeah. Sorry, my dog's loud.
Yeah.
And it's all echoey because the dog's in the bathroom.
Of course. I know. I think about the echoey thing too. So I hit that toilet flush button and then I sprint out of there so they can't hear the toilet flush.
You just put them on mute for a second.
I never thought of that.
Yep.
Oh, I suck. I got to figure out how to use my phone.
It's the button that looks like a little mute, like a line through it.
You're right. I guess that's the thing.
I do that when I'm talking to a dude. It's like, hey, so how was your day? Mute. Then bathroom time.
Oh, you're really a wonderful... No wonder you're in a relationship. Oh, wait, you're not. Okay, slow Wi-Fi is also... Slow Wi-Fi is also something that happens for people when they want to when they get it actually gets them bored. And slow Wi-Fi just pisses me off. It doesn't get me bored. It angers the hell out of me.
I always hate when it's like my phone says I'm on Wi-Fi and then nothing works, and then I take it off Wi-Fi and then use the data plan, and then it's like super fast.
Yep.
I'm like, how is this possible?
You're in our building is how it's possible.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, our building's got the worst Wi-Fi, and I don't know. I just think buildings in general have a hard time with it. I don't know too many buildings that do well with Wi-Fi.
This is ridiculous because they have these little stupid Wi-Fi things hanging around all the walls.
And we're taller. Like we're on the 14th floor. We're higher than everybody else. I feel like we should have priority, shouldn't we? Shouldn't like the air signals or whatever get to us first?
Like heat. I don't know if it rises.
It should.
Wi-Fi rises just like heat.
They got those big towers, right? And the big towers are broadcasting down to us. So shouldn't it hit us before it hits the people on the ground?
But isn't that more of like transmitter type stuff, not for Wi-Fi? I don't know.
They have cell phone tower. I don't know. They have I thought they put all that stuff on towers. Either way, I don't like it. How about sitting through an ad before you watch a video online? Again, it doesn't bore me. It pisses me off.
Well, I just saw what they said that people, Netflix asked, hey, would you be okay with ads if we lowered the price of your monthly subscription? And it was overwhelmingly no. Rather pay more than deal with ads.
Hi, we're Netflix. We're wondering, would it be okay if we act like cable, what you got rid of, in order for you to be with Netflix? Is that okay if we basically act like cable? No.
I just think there needs to be a commercial to video length ratio. So if you have a 30-second video you're trying to watch on YouTube, I shouldn't have to sit through a 30-second ad.
Oh, I like that idea.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you want to commensurate. I like that.
Yeah, at least 10% of the length.
Yeah, I think that. You know what? Yeah, but then what if I'm watching a 30-minute video? I got to watch a 3-minute commercial? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh.
Yeah, that's
okay. 30 seconds or less. There you go.
Oh, here we
never
go.
gets longer than that.
Okay. Yeah, good for you. How about sifting through junk mail bores people?
Oh, man, that's not hard. You just throw it away. Yeah, I mean, you can tell rather quickly if it's junk mail. You just rip it and throw it in the garbage.
Yeah, that bores people. I mean, how much mail is somebody getting?
Are we thinking junk mail like spam mail on your computer? Or are we talking about?
That's a good question. That I don't know. These are tough questions.
That's a solid point.
Yeah.
It is time for Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Your calls, your texts at 917 on the Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on the Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle, is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Doesn't matter what it is that you want to talk about. This is your show. This is your time. But Steve does have one rule.
It's a simple rule, BJ, and that's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you and then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Let's go to Jared in Fife. Jared, you are on the Rock.
Hey, what's going on?
Not too mad. Not too much, I should say, buddy. What you got for us?
I just want to talk about that tweet that came through about the girl complaining about having to speak in public or in front of a class.
Yeah, she got 500,000 retweets for that. There are people thinking that you should not have to speak in front of class anymore.
I think that's ridiculous because I'm 19 years old, fresh out of high school, and I think everyone should have to go through that because you walk into a job interview thinking, oh, God, I have to talk in front of someone. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, if you took a public speaking class, you probably would have had the basic skills to talk to another human being. Nowadays, kids are just like, oh, I'm just going to phone call and text, and no one wants to talk face-to-face anymore, which, personally, that's frustrating because that's what I do every day is I talk to people face-to-face.
And I think these days, from what I hear, thankfully haven't had to go on a job interview in forever where you go into a room. But I heard these days, a lot of times you're going into these group interviews where it's not just you and a boss. It's you and several people that are involved in the interview. And it's kind of, in order to stand out and kind of, rise above everybody else, you got to have strong speaking skills.
Well, I signed a disclaimer form. I can't specifically say what I interviewed for, but for my interview, it's an extremely intense interview. And if I wouldn't have been able to speak, be able to throw myself out there, I wouldn't have gotten the job.
Yeah, he's with the SEALs.
Nice. Yeah, do you think when someone applies to be like the mascot for a team, that they don't even talk during the interview? I mean, because you don't have to talk. You have to go to Disney. Describe it with like your hands and motions.
Okay. What about the sign twirlers? Do they just go in there and they just start doing all these acrobatic things so they can sell mattresses on the side of the road?
I mean, I would hope.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of those guys are doing actual job interviews, or it's just they show up here to sign, do something with it.
Jared, because some of not all of them are created equal. I see some sign guys that are really amazing and some sign guys that aren't. So I think that one of them stood out.
Like the great philosopher Randy Macho Man Savage said, the cream rises to the top, BJ.
That's right. Jared, 19 years old, and you think that you should be more social, and good for you, dude, because I think that you're going to get far, but we'll see what happens in 20 years, man. I'd like to know when you're like your 40s what the world's become. I appreciate the call, because more and more people are just saying, you know what, I want less and less adversity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, when I'm 70, I'll probably be on my front porch. These kids, God, they don't want to do nothing. Like every old person does, really. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It's listeners on the loose. Brian in Anacortes, you are on the Rock.
Good morning, guys. How you doing today?
Not too bad, buddy. What you got for us?
So, not too long ago, you guys were talking about what song gives you goosebumps.
Yes.
And so this last week, I've been watching movies to work up to Infinity War, and I took off Black Panther and Thor Ragnarok from my list. And it was at the end of Thor Ragnarok when he's fighting his sister, and she's like, "What are you the god of?" And then all of a sudden, immigrant song just comes up, and you just feel the chills. You're like, "Oh my goodness!"
Yeah,
and it was such.
Dude,
a
I just got
movie.
chills now. Does that mean that I got goosebumps?
I just got goosebumps as well.
Yeah, you did. See, you have a soul, BJ.
But it comes from the movie. Like, I don't know if I get him with the song, but when the scene he talked about in Thor Ragnarok, he's right. It is a cool scene when Hela is just like, hey, buddy, I already took your eye.
Dude,
what are you doing? Yeah,
it's totally fine, because sometimes it's the movie that connects you to the music. Like when I hear this, I get jacked. But if I ever heard this before Rocky was an actual movie, if this was just a song, I'd be like, all right, cool trumpets, brah.
So, by the way, speaking of,
sorry,
it's so funny. Talk about coming full circle, Brian. I'm gonna tell you to not listen to this next thing because you haven't seen the Avengers, right? Infinity War yet?
I don't care for spoilers.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna. Well, I appreciate the call, but anyway, if you don't want to hear
this guy
spoilers,
doesn't care about spoilers, and you're going to be polite to him, but other people you just force your spoilers onto.
That's how I do. Yeah, I appreciate the call, buddy.
Such a troll.
Did you notice during the Hawks game? I don't know if you saw it. I think it was the Hawks game where they did an Infinity War, for all the injured guys.
Yeah, for everybody that basically showing their defense and how it's from the Super Bowl season to now, how it's no longer the same.
Dude, I just remember. Oh, gosh, it had to be 15 years ago. I'm trying to get a job at this sports station in New York, and I make a superhero reference to the movie X-Men that was really, was the number one movie. And they were like, what the hell is wrong with you? We're not going to talk about geeky stuff in sports. And then here we are 15 years later. I'm laughing inside as they're using a geek reference to describe the injury list for the Seahawks.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought, boy, I'd love to talk to those two douches now.
Sports Center tweeted it out, and I'm looking at it right now. It is fantastic.
It's really well done.
Yeah.
It's also kind of a bummer because you realize how great that defense was at one point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. It wasn't the injuries. It was what the Legion of Boom once was with the championship team. Yeah, that's it. You're right, dude. But that's pretty amazing that we have got that wired into our culture now. Like superhero stuff is the thing.
And I just want to quickly let people know, because some people are beating you up over it. We jokingly call it Thor Fraggle Rock, not Ragnarok. Because some people are like, did BJ just call it Fraggle Rock? Is he stupid? Like, no, we actually do that on purpose. He is stupid. Yes.
There's actually yeses to both questions. Yes, I call it Fraggle Rock, and yes, I am stupid. Yeah, both times. That's our little nickname. There you go. Yeah, okay, fine.
But out of context, people probably like, what? Did he just say that?
Thor Fraggle Rock, come on. You know that would be a great movie.
Or a television show.
Yeah, let's do it.
Starring Thanos.
There we go.
I almost said a bad word.
Thanos. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. Your calls, your texts at 933 on the Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on the Rock. 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show at 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Text line, sorry, just responding to somebody. That was nice. All right, someone says on the topic of trash talking on video games, this is from Dylan in Ording. I was playing yesterday and the game had a glitch to where I was able to survive the storm and the other players died. I immediately got a message saying my mom doesn't love me and I should drink bleach and swallow pills.
Oh, wow.
Which I laughed and shared with my friends.
Yeah. Yeah, there are people. Of course, this is in response to that 45-year-old that actually threatened to kill an 11-year-old boy because the kid beat him at Fortnite, threatened to shoot him at school, and of course the cops got involved. He's facing charges. But we talked about how mean people are, with online gaming. And
fortunately, though, on our radio text line, everybody's super nice.
Yeah, that's a whole different story. They're a lot better. We don't have a problem there. It's just only on online gaming.
For example, this one just came in a second ago.
Oh, really?
It's addressed to me, BJ.
Okay.
Migs, you are quite possibly the biggest douche-tard P-word on earth. You're like Larry David, but not funny.
Wow.
I don't know who thought you'd be good for the radio.
Whoa.
But if I were guessing, I'd say it's Helen Keller. And that Facebook drama bit is worse than cancer. Please retire ASAP.
Wow. Man, oh man, I cannot believe. Danny, you said you weren't going to send those kind of messages anymore.
Sorry.
Thanks, Danny. Gee. I knew that number looked familiar.
Yeah, well, fortunately for them, we have their phone number.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, that's the thing. We've got your number there.
What are we going to do with their phone number? We're going to call them in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Hey, it's your friend Steve.
Craigslist casual encounters.
I'm here with Helen Keller. We have some funny jokes to tell you.
We can go to like really, really shady bars and put their phone number. Looking for a good time, call this number.
A lot of people are lucky that we aren't that type of person, because there are people out there that would do that kind of stuff. Like they just get really butthurt and they decide, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna put a Craigslist ad out with your number, and we could easily do that. But I mean,
yeah,
we don't. But don't get us wrong, we're a little tempted.
I think we should call them at 2 a.m. and just be like, and now it's another edition of Facebook Drama.
That would be funny.
That'd be cool. I would just like to call the guy on air. See, that's how I do it, old school radio. So we have his number. Let's give him a call, see if he wants to come on.
He's going to answer.
I used to love those days where I would just call all the detractors and put them on.
There was somebody that used to work here, not for our station, but one of our other stations, and whenever someone would send something negative, she would call them and guilt them into apologizing. It wasn't even like I take everything with a grain of salt. Like, whatever, guy. That's cool. Like, I'm not going to really worry about if your style of humor is using Helen Keller jokes. Clearly, I'm not worried that you don't think I'm funny.
Yeah, you're kind of dated, sir.
Right. But I could never imagine doing something like that. To be that upset by someone else's opinion that I'm going to pick up the phone and call them, not for a bit, not for a joke, but to like legit make them feel bad for saying something mean.
I work with a guy that would do that. I totally work with a guy. Like, if we had that ability, that technology back in the day when I worked with this guy, but we didn't take text, we didn't have that.
Right.
If we did, I know he would have called people.
Off the air?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
He would have tried to get him on air, but he definitely would have called them one way or the other, on or off air. He would have called and fought with the person. Because I watch him on social networks now. He fights with everybody rather than just ignore them. He fights with everybody. So imagine having being able to phone a guy. Yeah. It is a little funny how somebody just thinks they can text and they don't think they're traceable when they text.
Ooh, we send a mob hit on this person?
Well, they better have a burner. I hope they got that Jimmy McGill burner phone. That's what they need.
See, I was excited because I was like, I haven't had a weird text to put on my Twitter for my text from listeners hashtag that I like to do. So that got me excited.
Yeah.
It's like sweet content.
I'm surprised he's blaming you for everything. He's like, Facebook drama, that could be my idea. I don't know whose idea it is, actually, because I know, me, I don't pay attention to the show.
Well, hey, he's obviously listening more than one segment, so I appreciate him.
Yeah. And you are what are you, a douche? What are you?
A douche-tard.
A douche-tard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and he uses that word, too, because that's a guy that's old. How old do you think he is? I'm going to say he's in his 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because no one uses the T word anymore. I mean, you're not supposed to use the R word.
I'm guessing 20s.
You really do?
I think 20s.
With the Helen Keller reference?
Yeah.
I don't even think people know who Helen Keller is.
Does Vicky know who Helen Keller is?
Yeah, we learned about it in school.
Oh, how about you, Dan? You know who Helen Keller is?
I learned about it from the 303 song.
Oh, okay.
What the hell is the 303 song?
It was a song that they reference Helen Keller. And
there's a band called the 303?
303. Number 30.
Is that a song or a band?
Yeah, that's the band. And I don't remember what the actual song was called.
Was it like do the Helen Keller and talk with your hips or something like that?
Yeah, that
line?
Oh, I remember that.
And I didn't know who that was. So I was like, who's Helen Keller? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Did you look it up?
Yeah, somebody explained it to me and I was like, oh, that.
Yeah.
Wow, all right.
Yeah.
Is this like a rock song or
It was like a
dance
pop song?
It's a pop song.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't be a rock song.
Yeah.
They played Warped Tour for some reason, but yeah.
For that reason.
Yeah, for that reason.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so maybe so you're saying 20s. You may be right, Steve, if because maybe people do know because they have to do it in school or the 303 song. I still feel like he's in his 50s. Anybody else want to take a guess how old this idiot is? I want to text. Can we text him back and ask him how old he is? That's all we want to know.
How old are you?
That's all we want to know. We just want to know what kind of genius this guy is.
All right, here's a good one. Somebody says, Migs, did you see that Batman just showed his D word in the comics?
What?
Yeah.
What?
It's awesome.
No, he didn't. Whoa, why?
Look at the bat dong on him.
Why are they doing that? Is that really from Batman?
Yeah, it's from the new Batman comic. It's the first one in DC's Black Label line of mature reader series. And it features Batman and John Constantine teaming up to solve the Joker's unexplained death. So apparently they're doing a mature reader series.
What? So now he has to show his pecker?
Yeah. You also get his booty.
Dong.
There's his booty.
Whoa. Look at Vicky. Now, Vicky's excited about this.
I mean, so many years we've been waiting for this. I'm
really?
excited.
I have not been waiting for Batman's penis. I mean, I've not been waiting for that at all.
Well, you get all the really cool, don't get me wrong, they're really awesome. Like the Red Sonias and the Vampirellas, the really hot outfits for girls. So it's this is like
That's
our
not an
little
outfit.
reward.
That's his penis.
I know, but he's wearing
Are we sure of it?
It's the outline. He's wearing the bat under armor thing. It's just the outline.
Wait, hold on.
No. Look, I wear compression pants and no.
What is he wearing? It looks all dark.
That's his skin.
Oh, that's his skin. Even better.
There's no way he has his bat suit on and you can see that much of his
Vicky,
dong.
he's naked.
Oh, I'm excited now.
Honestly,
This
who are
is
they doing
awesome.
this for? I don't understand.
For Vicky.
Yeah.
I guess so. And you have
Was there any purpose behind it? Did he need to show his dong?
Apparently, the first issue talks about him struggling with memory loss and possibly a dark entity lurking inside his head.
So was Robin trying to remind him that they're really close?
I guess.
I guess what they're doing is that at some point Batman does have to get naked, and so they're just showing us that scene from his life. Is what it is.
How much gratuitous nudity have we had in comics before? Really scantily clad, or even movies and stuff. This is fine. Why are you?
Not in comics. I've never seen anybody's dong in comics.
If this was a gal and it was her boobs, would you have a problem with it?
I have never seen anybody's boobs in comics.
Oh,
That's
you're
the
reading
thing.
the wrong comics. Oh, yeah, you read Sex Criminals.
That's different. That's not Batman. I mean, that's a legitimate character that you never
totally
saw
just
naked. I did I?
Everywhere.
Yeah. I've never seen Sue Storm's boobs. I've never seen Mary Jane's
But
boobs.
if you did see them,
You're right. I'll never be able to see Sue Storm's boobs.
but if you did see them, would you have a problem with it?
Well, kind of I would, because I'm not expecting that. I don't expect Mary Jane Watson to be naked. I really don't.
I don't expect any superheroes to be naked.
Yeah, I mean, is there a generation gap between Vicky and I? She has no problem with it. I do. I don't think anybody like Batman or Superman or Spider-Man or Reed Richards, I don't want to see the Thing's penis. I don't want to see that.
Clearly have
I kind of want to see the Thing's
Yeah,
penis.
I do.
You want to see that?
Well, I think that'd be funny because it'd be like little bricks.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, there's a whole subsection of the internet that you have not explored. There are people who want to
This
see
is
this.
truly the dark web.
Yes.
Yeah, there are people.
Rule
Her name is
34.
Vicky. Her name is Vicky.
I'm not the only one, dude.
No, I know you're not, but you know what? My generation, don't ruin my Batman with his dong.
I
Is it
don't
bad?
ruin my comics.
Is it bad that I think they should have been a little bit more generous to him, though?
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like he's a little cold, but it still looks pretty impressive for
That
being
does not
cold.
look cold. Let me see that. No,
The Batcave doesn't have any heat, man. Give him a break.
No, he's semi right there, at least.
No.
I mean,
He's walking, so I feel like it just kind of flapped to the side a little.
I'm just thinking,
Dude, if it was
you're gonna
cold,
go for
it
it, you might as well have it go maybe an inch above the knee or something like that. I mean, if you're Batman.
So do you think that he's just normal, or do you think that he's got shortcomings? Because I think that looks like a bat dong that is. Because it's not a Costanza.
He's just walking around the Batcave. I don't
think it's small, but I think it's just.
See, if you
it's average.
The Batcave that's average, yes. But if the Batcave
Otherwise,
was
how is
cold,
he supposed to wear the bat suit if he was above average? That would be very uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, come on, man. You're Batman.
oh, you think Batman should have a?
I think he should have.
But he drives those fancy cars. He's
That's
probably
true.
compensating for something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then make it super small so it's funny.
Yeah. Well, if you're walking around naked in the Batcave, it's going to be cold down there. I can't believe that he's in any sort of semi-state. Mine would be done. You wouldn't even be able to see it.
Somebody says the blue guy from The Watchmen always had his dong out.
Yeah, but that wasn't...
And his was what you think a superhero dong should look like.
Actually, not from
Like 3 feet big.
From the
What is
comics,
called.
it was okay. It was. Really? The movie was where they went crazy.
Well, that's
Don't you
all I
agree?
know.
Don't you agree, Rev? The movie, they
Yeah,
went
it was
crazy
a swinging monstrosity.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
It was great, Vicky said. See, they just make different books for you, but don't infect my Batman. You can have your Watchmen.
Like, this is a whole series. You don't have to read this series.
Yeah,
read the
you
other
still have
series.
all of your old comic books. Doing this doesn't do anything to you.
You're ruining my childhood. You sound like such a whiner.
I find it ironic, though, that with all the complaining they've done in the world of comics about the sexualization of women, the first bit of nudity that we see that's famous like this would be a man's dong. When you think about it.
I love how defensive Vicky is about seeing his dong.
Yeah.
I'm like, we finally get some action, and he's complaining about it.
Well, because I haven't gotten any action.
There's so many like boobies popping out of costumes and stuff with like boob windows.
Not Wonder Woman, not a major hero.
Yeah, like her boobs are always pretty much
But
out.
you don't see her, and you don't see her niplage.
Her Wonder Taco?
Yeah, you don't see the WT. You don't see the WT. So I think all the women that are complaining in the world of comics, the first bit of real nudity was Bat Dong. That's all I'm going to say.
This Batman's package talk is a nice break from food talk. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Bat Dong.
Batman's clearly a grower, not a shower, Steve.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Here's a question for you. What do you think is the most regrettable tattoo? I'm going to tell you at 9:48 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Got a new survey asking people with tattoos if they regret any of them.
Ooh. I don't regret the art of any of my tattoos. I do regret one of the artists that I went to get a tattoo when I first moved out here.
Oh.
Just because the tattoo didn't really stand the test of time as far as like the ink didn't hold very well and I don't change it because I kind of just keep them the way they are, but I kind of look back, I'm like, man, I wish I would have gotten it from somebody else. It faded super quick and it was missing, like it just needed to be fixed.
Oh, have you gotten it fixed yet?
Which arm is it on? It's this one, the King's Crown.
Oh, yeah.
So it just kind of has like some spots. It's not awful. Yeah, it's not like anything like I'm embarrassed by, and they all stand, like there's always a story behind all of them, so I'm fine with the way that it is.
Does look a little, but the other ones look a little sharper.
Yeah. I feel like that guy, maybe he just learned how to tattoo that day.
Damn.
But I kept it. Does Vicky, do you have any?
I have two. One I got covered up, and it was like a little drawing of a cow my ex-boyfriend used to draw, and when we broke up, I got it covered up.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That guy.
Yeah, and then I got this thing on my ribs. It was just like weird little characters, and it's all faded and weird, so I need to get that covered up, too.
Yeah. The top 4 things people hate, you guys didn't really name them. These are specific tattoos. Someone's name, of course.
Yeah.
I think the cow qualifies for that because that was pretty much like the guy's name. An Asian character, not like Mr. Miyagi. I mean, they're talking about like kanji.
Although a Mr. Miyagi tattoo would be awesome.
People also like tribal patterns or star constellations. Oh, I think that would be cool. All right, well.
Somebody says, I now regret getting a tattoo of Batman's penis on my penis.
Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome. Kathy Faulkner, she's in for Ryan Castle. Late Kate, she's up next with the Morning 12-pack.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
Like this microphone today is really funky, but I think I'm the only one that uses it, so I got to wash it because I just walked in and smelled and thought, whoa.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's touched that microphone since yesterday.
So that's why I'm thinking like, whoa, why today is all of a sudden...
Mine smells great. Mine smells fine. That's a good point.
Yeah.
If you smell my...
I don't want to smell your mic. I know where your mouth's been.
Yeah.
Where has it been?
On your face.
That's a very true point.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Well, bankruptcy costs, of course, vary depending on what type of case you're filing. There's a certain amount of court costs and other out-of-pocket costs that you're going to have in any case. The filing fees in a bankruptcy case are about $300, whether you file Chapter 7 or Chapter 13. One of the things to watch out for when you're shopping for bankruptcy attorneys or looking at the different cost options is that a lot of times, especially the really cheap places, don't tell you up front about all the court costs and whatnot that you're going to have to pay in addition to the attorney fees. So make sure that you get the full picture when you're comparing prices of bankruptcy lawyers on what the attorney fees are, how much your court costs are going to be, so that you can really make a true comparison.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
Love sports? Love culture? Well, I've got a brand new podcast called Take Line from Crooked Media, hosted by me, Jason Concepcion, and two-time WNBA champion Renee Montgomery. From From the games to the players to the issues happening both on and off the court, we'll be tackling the important political and social issues happening in sports head on. New episodes drop every Tuesday, so follow and subscribe on radio.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.